Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Steve Ball. Looks like I've got to start this over here. We have a live video that we did on custody wars. There was an issue or two getting commenters because of membership affiliation. So, we're going to go ahead and recap that conversation over here on the live feed so we can, hold on here, involved as possible. Again, I urge all of you guys to come to Custody Wars because we're going to do videos, not just here, but also in Custody Wars. We're also going to do videos from the Custody Wars live page as well, and everything that we do, I'm going to try to put back up on YouTube. But we were having this conversation, and I was getting messages from people that said, I can't comment, I can't come on board. I want to get my 2 cents in. We're talking about Operation POTUS and our plan for the family law reform movement to start activating every time President Trump posts. We want to say one simple sentence and leave it at that, and that is make family law reform a priority. We're not getting involved in the argument. We're just going to leave that statement every time he posts. Twitter, Facebook, doesn't matter what platform. Anyways, Robert and I have been developing this idea for a long time. Robert's tried to kick some people in the butt to make it happen. So I'm going to give Robert the platform and kind of talk about the vision here. Go ahead, Robert.
Well, I think that everybody's wrote enough paperwork to know that, we keep writing these papers to these people, and we keep trying to introduce new law, new legislative, go to the House, talk to the representatives, lobby. We've tried about everything, and I still see us standing pretty much in the same position we was. We are hearing some success stories, but not at a rapid enough pace for me. And I've been part of a union for 20 years. I worked for General Motors. If y'all don't know where I worked, I'm part of the UAW 977 union, and I went through 5 contracts. That's what we're dealing with, is contracts right here, people. So I went through 5 contracts. Um, I worked for a corporation, which we are dealing with a corporation. Okay. And we have to show numbers, whether you like me, whether you don't, whether you like Steven, whether you don't. We have to show numbers on this, okay?
Well, let me
So my idea to Steven was to say, hey, do you see what Trump's posting every day? I don't care if it's we got kitty litter on sale on aisle 9 at Kmart, blue light special. I don't care what he says, okay? He can go all the way back to there. I want people commenting on his post. I want us to take over his post, and we got the numbers to do it.
let me talk about this for one
So
second, Robert. I want you to come right back to this. This is recent times, um, written 6/18/2015, so June 18th, 2015, by Joseph E. Cordell on a webpage, The Blog, okay? And here's what it says, a Huffington Post. Here's what it says. I'll try to get through this quickly. It's not very long, but I would like the latitude to read the article, if that's all right with you, Robert.
go ahead. All I'm going to say real quick is I'm going to be making live videos about this every day. And I'm
Yeah,
going to be reminding the people in this movement, look, have you messaged Trump today? Because we got to do this. This is simple, people, and it will get attention. I promise you.
I agree. I agree. So here's what this post in 2015 had to say. Through the first half of 2015, there has been a strong push across the country to implement more balanced child custody laws that would lead to more equal parenting time following divorce. Nearly 20 states are currently considering measures that would alter laws that govern which parent receives legal custody of a child following divorce or separation, and change is desperately needed. For years, comma, Fathers have fought an uphill battle when it comes to gaining 50-50 custody of their children. In 1990, now not me, I want to make sure this is clear to you guys. I am reading an article written by Joseph E. Cordell. Okay. In 1990, I co-founded my law firm Cordell and Cordell after noticing how many outdated gender stereotypes were prevalent in family court system. The fathers' rights movement has made up a lot of ground, but there is still a custody bias that overwhelmingly favors mothers. According to census data, around 83% of custodial parents are mothers. Just a couple of years ago, I started a startling report in Nebraska found that custody cases between 2002 and 2012 resulted in 72% of fathers only seeing their children 5.5 days a month. Unfortunately, this trend is the norm across the nation. Last year, the National Parents Organization released a shared parenting report card, which was the first national study to provide a comprehensive ranking of each state on their custody statutes. Sadly, by and large, by and large, states scored extremely poorly on the report. 25 states received a D or worse, and not one state deserved an A. This is disconcerting because of the overwhelming amount of research that shows the best way to mitigate the negative effects of divorce can have on children is by granting equal parenting time to mothers and fathers. Just 2 months ago, researchers revealed children that spend time living with both separated parents are less stressed than those that live with just one. Hopefully, the momentum of shared parenting has garnered so far in 2015 continues gaining traction, and we have. Here are several of the more notable bills that have been passed or are under consideration. In Utah, House Bill 35 went into effect in May, increases the amount of weekly parenting time non-custodial parents receive, and increases the parent time schedule from 80 overnights to 145 per year. Maine is considering 2 bills that would require judges to consider the value of having both parents involved in the children's lives following divorce. A bill proposed in Nebraska would maximize the time each parent gets with their children if they are unable to agree on a parenting plan. Colorado Senate introduced a 50-50 parenting bill that would recognize parental rights as a fundamental right. Another 50-50 custody bill is progressing through Texas legislature that would establish a 50-50 custody schedule as the presumed order. The issue of determining custody is not about pitting divorced parents against one another. It's about doing what is best for the children after the often harrowing experience of seeing their parents' marriage come to an end. Research has shown time and time again that keeping both mothers and fathers involved in their children's lives as much as possible is the most effective way to reduce the negative impact of divorce. So it is encouraging to see states across the country finally taking that action to do what is truly in the best interest of their children. Follow Joseph E. Cordell on Twitter at twitter.com/CordellLaw. Go ahead, Robert.
Right. Right. Now, you know what Cordell got? You know, he got the Cordell and Cordell Men's Law Firm. You know what I mean? That's what they are now. So, but they're not. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I went to them guys, and they wanted you to keep astronomical amount in a banking card on that they have, and keep it there. It's just ridiculous. But
the overall
I like
point.
Peter.
Go ahead.
I like Peter. This Peter Latomvis, is that how you say that? Latomvis. I like him. He's actually an attorney. I've been kind of keeping up with him, and he's got some great points and on the way he looks at things, and what he talks about. He actually does a show too. So I like what he says about the welfare stuff, and he understands it, and that's exactly what they did. But Peter, at the same time, they're still funneling out of the same monies, and shutting that money off is absolutely correct. That's how we need to do it. But again, for me and my ideas, I don't think that more paperwork and pushing more paperwork on these people is going to do it, because actually they don't even read it. They have their secretaries read it, or their analysts read it, or they don't even know what the hell is going on. Actually, I don't think.
Hold on one second, Robert. I'm gonna attempt something here. Okay, I've never done this before. Yeah. Just give me 30 seconds. I do have my handy dandy little computer machine up here, and I'm gonna see if I can do this the way I'm thinking. I have a lot of respect for the individual that I'm about to throw under the bus. Okay, I want to say that like perfectly clear. And since this is my video, this is my material. And Robert, do you have any problem if I put it?
I'm down, dude.
All right.
I just want to get POTUS on the way, and I want everybody to share the shit out of this.
Yeah, Operation POTUS. We're going to make that happen. But what I'm doing here, or I'm going to try to do, is show you, man, and it sucks that I'm going to have to do it this way. When you said they don't know, I'm going to show you how right you are. I'm going to show you, and it's, oh man, it's going to look bad, but we've got to watch it.
I mean, think about it. You think about, okay, let's just take a governor. Okay, you take a governor. You know how many emails, how many texts, how many comments, or how many things he gets a day on each one of his social media sites, his mailbox, his computer, his laptop. They can't read everything that they get. We got to kind of think logically here, folk. And but I can tell you this: if we take over their post, they'll read that. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. They have no way around it. You know? Could you imagine if there was 10,000? Okay, you take 10,000 comments on a post of Trump's, right? 30,000 of us go on there and comment twice. That's 60,000 comments. Where in the hell did them 10,000 comments go? Because they won't even be seen. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, they've distracted us, Peter, real well. I'm glad you speak out about this. You've kind of by reading what in our last discussion, kind of opened my eyes to look at a couple different things that you talked about, and watching your Be Live shows. Kind of, I love your examples, because you put it. You're good at it, man. So keep doing what you're doing and informing people, and keep yourself safe, sir. You're not doing
Robert, can you hear that in the background?
We have fathers and we have mothers in the state of Washington, and I'm from.
Can you hear that?
I'm telling you, coast to coast. I talk with fathers from Alaska to Florida.
You can hear that?
In the courts.
Okay, hang on.
We have judges.
Let me try something.
I got a couple friends here that I'm working with too, Peter, that are military, 26-year vet, and he's a pretty smart cat too. He's a pretty smart cat.
Okay, now this is me interviewing political hopeful Clint Didier for U.S. Congress. He was just concluded a debate with Congressman Dan Newhouse. Okay. I'm going to try to perch this thing up so y'all can see what and yeah, we're going to do this, because I want you all to see and hear what he has to say to me when I talk to him about these issues. Are we ready?
Yeah, and before you start it, though, people need to understand that we can't push more law at them, because I have a feeling this video is going to show that why we can't. Because go ahead, Stephen.
Now, this is
You
me
know,
interviewing him about 5 minutes after a debate with incumbent Congressman Dan Newhouse.
right now that have to make a decision between Title 4D and an equal parenting plan.
Oh,
You know, Title 4D.
let's start it from the
We
beginning.
have mothers in the state of Washington, and I'm telling you, coast to coast. I talk with fathers from Alaska to Florida, and they're hurting in the courts. We have judges right now that have to make a decision between Title 4D and an equal parenting plan. You know what Title 4D funding is? You need to look it up, sir. It is destroying America's families, along with the Lautenberg Act and a couple other things that, well, we have the Democrats in the 90s and moving, and it's just terrible. It's breaking our families down.
Sounds like it comes right out of the government.
That's right. So Social Security is connected to it. It's terrible. We're talking about rolling in child support and other things. But what we really need to focus on, and Title 40, when you actually look into it and you start realizing what it is, you're gonna have a headache immediately. But I think what we really need to focus on is what can we do from the federal. I mean, it's got to be federal at this point because it's coast to coast. The problem is coast to coast. You can't be a dad. You go into a courtroom as a male. Child support, you're a weekend dad. That's it, gone. Now, last week, before the divorce, you came home from work and saw your kids every day. Now, the divorce is going on. And some of these women actually don't want, and I'm sure you've seen this, they don't want these overbearing courts. They want simple parenting plans. But we've got lawyers that are going at this. So when you get elected, and I think you've got a good shot here, what are you going to do? This is one of the biggest problems. Because we have fatherless homes, I'm sure you can agree with this. We have fatherless homes. We have homes. The kids have no dads, and they're broken. And then we have a whole generation of kids in prison. And now they're growing up to be my age, 20s and 30s. No dads, high prison rates. And we say, what's going on with America?
It's a breakdown of the family unit. Let me tell you, no one said it was going to be easy. But the answer is not the federal government to get involved. The answer is not the state government to get involved.
All right, if you guys can't hear him, nobody said it was going to be easy. The answer is not for the federal government to get involved. The answer is not for the state government to get involved. Let me continue.
It's for the family to reconcile.
It's for the family to reconcile.
And know what's important.
And know what's important. If you have children, that is the most important thing in your life.
Children are your bloodline going on after your death.
no idea.
So how do you want to be represented?
Just listen.
We have got to restore the family unit, which is the cornerstone of America. That's only obtainable through sacrifice. And it relates right back to our Heavenly Father sacrificing His Son for our sins. We all have to sacrifice. I beg all the mothers out there and the fathers, reconcile your differences. Keep the family unit together for your children.
We have judges, like, and I'm going to name one, Judge Edward Harmon over there in Pierce County. I think I can count on one hand in 10 years how many fathers he's been in favor of. I mean, it's that bad. We've got to do something that puts judges like this guy in the hot seat. Because not every guy that walks in the door is a bad guy. Not every guy that walks in the door deserves to have a 2 weekends a month and a $500 a month child support bill.
Exactly.
And he lives 5 miles away. I mean, so when you look at Title 4D, when you really understand what it means in Title 4D funding, like I said, you're going to have a headache. You're going to have to address this. You don't have to. Okay. It would be cool if you would address it in Congress.
I'm going to tell you right now, this federal government's giving everybody a headache.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me stop it right there. I'm going to tell you right now, this federal government is giving everybody a headache. Everybody, you guys can go to Custody Wars at YouTube and just type in Custody Wars interview Clint Didier, and you'll be able to see the whole interview right for yourselves. Look, I want to let you guys all know, I have nothing but admiration and respect for this man. He was a ball player many years ago. I don't remember the team. He was a football player. He played with every demographic in the country, white, black, Mexican. They were all his teammates. He's a famous football player. and he was running for Congress right where I live. I went to the debate. I actually have the entire debate somewhere. I need to get online. And I thought some of his points were strong. However, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm pointing out is this political hopeful has no damn clue. When I said Title 4D, he said something out of the Social Security Act, unquote. It's right there. I just played it for y'all. But he said, pray about it.
Pray about it. Yeah, because your inalienable rights are being slumped. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I hope you guys
holy
were able to
shit,
hear
man.
some of that. I'm sorry. The way I have to do this is on my cell phone right now. So let me switch this back
That's
around. But I can't. I mean, like, dude. Uh,
look. If you don't know about something, you can't stand for it at all. You know what I'm saying? Because you have no, you just have no passion for whatever, But here's the key element to that. What I'm not understanding is why these people are not saying, okay, the children are being destroyed. Look at the schools today. Look at society today. Look at the around you in the public today. Look at what, okay, and this is going to touch a lot of people wrong if they watch it, maybe. I don't know, maybe they're not. But, okay, let's take just transgender bathrooms for an example, okay? Now, how did we get to transgender bathrooms? Because the society is out of control, dude.
Well, hold on
It's out
now.
of control.
Look, one could argue, and I look. I used to have hold on now, hold on. I used to have a varied and very much different opinion on this, and it was a very like I up until I received some education recently, I was stuck in my mind. I could only see this from my perspective. And then I watched Bill Nye the Science Guy talk about some stuff. Now, one could say, Bill Nye the Science Guy, he's only an engineer. Well, he's got more degrees than I've ever dreamed of having, okay? I'll take that. I'll take that. And what he said was, in jest, yes, while everybody is made up of a Y chromosome and an X chromosome, and 23 from here and 23 from here, and we put you together, not everybody is wired the exact same. That's why we're not like ants. There's not an exact replica of every single male and an exact replica of every single female. We're not like that. And so every once in a while, things are going to be different. That's part of our genetic makeup. That's what makes us. And I had to sit back and think about that, Old Bill fucking Nye the Science Guy still teaching me shit. I've been watching Bill Nye for damn near 30 years, and he's still teaching me shit. And what he had to say about this was that we can't necessarily limit, we could limit the gender scope, but not the actual gap of it, because there are situations that you can prove that A and B aren't going to work, okay? So some politicians got together and said, we need to do something to make everybody happy. Now, here's my problem with it, if you don't mind, Robert. My problem is, and I think some states like Washington's actually doing it. I wrote a letter, and I talked to a very special friend of mine about the issue, and I said, hey, dude, what do we do here? And he sat me down and he said, look, we can't do a Nazi Germany thing. Okay, what we're going to do is approach it scientifically. We're going to approach it not even from a religious perspective, but no Band-Aid fixes. No. My concern is this. If Steve Ball can get up in the morning and say, I'm going to put on a dress so I can go to the woman's bathroom. Ooh, okay. Or I want to go to the YMCA and go to the woman's locker room. There's a safeguard being put in place. And what that is you're going to change your driver's license number, or not your number, but you're going to change your ID number. So it's going to say trans or something to that effect. So you can't just get up one day and then go and act on a sexual urge. So there are some safeguards being put in place. Am I all for it? I don't have those issues. I don't have any confusion about being a male or being a female per se. I don't have that. I don't even know if confusion is the right term. I'm settled on being a guy for the rest of my life. I'm happy with it. If I was a woman, and I know many women that are just fine being women, they don't think they have to change anything. Now there are some people out there, and they're out there that they feel that for whatever reason or another that they are living in the wrong apartment. I guess.
Well, it's like this. Build them bathrooms, dude, because you're taking everything else out of the Social Security funds. Just take it out of the Social Security funds and build them bathrooms.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Look, Robert,
they're taking everything
they
else
can't
out of
take
it.
anything else out of the Social Security fund. It's friggin' gone. I read a
Yeah,
report about 11, 12 years ago that said that, now this is 12 years ago, so one generation out, if they relied on Social Security to retire, they'd be on the street. And that was only one generation out. So that tells me that my generation had better get on some fucking 401ks fast, because there ain't going to be no Social Security for me. You might get it.
Right.
You might. I'm out. My generation, I'm 10 years your junior. I'm out. I've been in the military. I should have something. Wrong. I've served the state. Wrong. I mean, go ahead.
It's gone. It's gone. It's
Now, Love to Miss
I
says,
believe it's just another debt we're creating with another country, anyways. I believe that's where you go back.
There is a lot. That's funny you should say that. There is a lot of contention that supports the idea that we are actually under the Bank of England.
Well, it would explain birth certificates and stuff to me from what I've been reading. You know what I mean? That's what it would explain to me the most. So I think we're actually under contractual debt with another country. And think about it, okay? All these other countries from across the board, you know what I mean? On the flat Earth guy last night, if you're watching, don't give me no flat Earth shit no more because I can't take it. But
oh my God!
From across the board.
Hold on, Robert. Peter comments. He says we have nothing to do with England. Peter comments that. I would love to see him come on the show and talk about that. I'm not challenging anybody. I'm not challenging you. Come on, Restoring Families, and give us the conversation about it. We're doing an open lines night tonight, so it'd be a great night to come on board. Everybody else is going to be watching the game. Go ahead, Robert.
I just think that we're in debt to somebody over this, and I don't know if it stems back to 1814, 1813.
Well, I actually think you're right. Some of it does. If you look at what happened in the War of 1812, and I'm going to say it because many Americans have no clue. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States of America lost the capital in 1812 to the Brits. They came through. They whooped ass.
And if you think about this, at that time, they came in and destroyed our land and took all of our. Yes. They took all of our currency.
They wiped us out. This is absolutely true. We had our president, and it's been a while since I've gone over the history. Our president was watching Washington burn to the ground from an adjacent area. His wife was fleeing the house with a painting of my relative, George Washington, running for their frickin' lives. The only thing that stopped the total conquer, if you read the history books, was a tornado. Or tornado hit the column of British soldiers and wiped them out. That saved us. If that had not have happened, the United States of America most likely would have transferred, or part of it would have transferred back to British control solidly. Now, Peter comes in, who is an attorney. He states, we do have many foreign treaties signed by President that impact domestic relations law, but the Brits do not control us. You know what?
So it would be my guess. So it would be my guess that the treaties do.
Right, right,
Right? Am I
right,
on the right path, Peter?
right. I think so. Peter Lovetomus, if I'm saying that correctly, tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Restoring Families Internet Radio invites you to come and be a guest on our show tonight. I'm the co-host. I can do that. Come on and talk with us about this. I'm sure everybody else is going to be watching the game, but we can keep our heads in the game and continue to discuss the future of our country and where things have gone in the past. Go ahead, Robert.
Now, Peter, if I'm correct, that goes all the way back to Hitler on his stay that he put up for them 4 years where he could write any law, right? Am I correct? Because there was a 4 year period there that he didn't need Parliament to pass any law for him. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Hitler doesn't have anything to do with it. And he is right. Foreign treaties allow the U.S. president to enter into any treaty he wants.
Well, I'm just wondering because Title IV is a Hitler law, and there you go. Yes,
Hitler,
Peter.
didn't Hitler actually kill the Reichstag?
Yeah, well, he went in and he destroyed them, and he I have to go back because, like, man, I've read so much stuff that it's a certain word that he used, and Peter probably knows it.
Well, I know that he cooked and usurped him.
Yeah, what he did was he was
well, Peter,
what he did is he took over and he made it to where he could write any law he wanted to for a 4 year
here's
period.
Here's the thing, Peter. When we're talking about this, and I think you know, I just want to put this out there because people don't know, and yeah, I know I'm taking my life in my own hands by saying this, by even bringing it up, and I understand, but it's, you know what? It's time we do it. When we're talking about this government, Title 4D, being from the U.S., being controlled by the U.S., I'm not going to call you a liar, but I'm going to call bullshit because we gave this to a company called Maximus Company. Maximus Company operates in almost every Western state. Maximus Company is behind almost every social services in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in frickin' Saudi Arabia. It's in Ireland. It's in Wales. It's in it's everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this and you want to challenge my knowledge base, just Google Maximus Company and see what it does for you. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, every single one of you are going to be so proud of your government. And you can't sit back and say it's a U.S. only issue when you've got a private company based here in the U.S. taking U.S. funds, expanding through private corporation the tentacles of this very draconian totalitarian system into other westernized nations. There is clearly a unifying issue here, and I think, in my opinion, that unifying issue is one of control and gravity of the people. Go ahead, Robert.
No, man. I mean, you're on the right pace. I like having Peter in here. He talks good. Like I said, I watch his videos. We've debated a couple times about sovereign.
There are many parasites who suck from the app. Yes, I agree with that. And he talks about in 1993. Okay.
You know that. Look, our main goal today is we're just debating. We're just
we're just on a tangent now, but let's go all the way back. I do want to close this down. Peter, please come on. 619-924-9885. That's the number to our show. Again, 619-924-9885. Robert's on it. We're going to get that shared. There's already a link to tonight's show. We'll make sure we get it up there on the webpage tonight and try to get it to as many people as we can. Look, if you want to be involved in the ball game, go watch your ball game. Meanwhile, what time? Okay. Where's he at, Robert?
I think he's in California, correct, Peter?
So is he Western or is he Pacific time? So it'll be 6 p.m.
He'd be on. It'll be the same time as you, I believe.
Yeah, if he's in California, he'll call in 6 p.m.
I'm pretty sure that's where he's at.
Brooklyn.
Oh, he's in New York.
He's in New York, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Hey,
In Philly, go, man.
you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
He'll probably be late because he's got to finish his meatballs.
I'll shoot you in the ass, man.
All right. Well, I love pizza. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna close this out. Robert, go ahead and tell them what we're doing one more time, and I'm gonna close this out.
Operation POTUS, people. Let's get all over this. Please. I'm begging this movement. We have to get the attention so at least they'll talk to us. We don't know who's reading these letters or these bills or these legislation things you guys are trying to get passed, or we know they're not reading the motions. We know they're not reading the briefs. We know they're not reading none of this stuff. So I believe deep in my heart, the quickest way we can get their attention is flood the gate of the social media that we got, because they're giving it to us, people. They're just handing it to us. Here, it's free. Facebook is free. Here, get on here and tell me you don't have to pay $150 worth of gas to get down to DC to try to go lobby in the Capitol. You don't have to come up with any money. All you have to do is just find you a device, message Trump on every social media thing that he's got, and comment on his post and overtake his post. So when you open up, Donald Trump's going to talk about Comey today. Say he's going to put a post about Comey out there today. Okay? I don't care about Comey right now. I care about children. So I'm going to get on Comey post and I'm going to say, please help us with family law, Mr. President. We need you.
Make family law a priority. That's all you got to say. Make family law a priority. That's it.
I'm going to hashtag that shit. I'm going to hashtag the shit out of it. And whoever, I don't care who comes up with the hashtag. Actually, the hashtag I want to say after that on the post is hashtag, have you seen my children? Because that's what everybody's wondering. Have you seen my children? Every day parents sit back.
Hell, you can even put erased on there. Hashtag erased. That would work.
It's just, have you seen my children? Because somebody's going to look at erased and think of a pencil. I'm going to say, hey, have you seen my children? I'm going to be like, hey, man, that guy's looking for his children. That lady's looking for her children. Have you seen her children? You understand what I'm saying? It's the message that we put out there to people, man. It really is. It's the things we say, and that's very important. Wording is important. Erase could mean several different things. But have you seen my children? Could mean, hey, that person right there is looking for their children. We need to help them find their children. And that will come across to the American public way better than erased. I think so personally. Because erase has got so many different things that it could be, you know? And I respect the people that came up with erasing families and erased, and you know, but I'm telling you right now, I just have this good feeling that if I come up and if I'm running down the sidewalk and I look at this guy and I look at this woman, I say, have you seen my kids? They're going to be like, no, have you seen? I mean, where are they? Where can we help you find them at? You know what I mean? That's the natural response to it. It's already programmed in people's brains. So we need to get it in their brains, you know? Very, very something simple to that nature, because they're going to be like, hell, man, we got to help these people find their kids. That's my opinion. Operation POTUS is on for 90 days. Please, people, share the shit out of this. Get it out to everybody, all your core groups, all the people that you are. You're right, Peter, and we're going to like this, okay? I believe that. Get it out to all your group members. Please ask your group members to do this. Jump on board. Please, this is very important to us, and this could happen like that if we do it right. It could happen like that if we do it right. We might not have to wait for another a court appearance for them to look at dockets that somebody with Genius Mind wrote up. Took him 6 months to write and get. And he's going to wait another 6 months to get in there to present it to somebody.
And then 2 years to be argued in court, and 45 lawyers to ratify it, and 15 congressmen to say why it sucks, and money poured into it, and all this bullshit.
And then the DOJ saying, hey, how much money does your organization got? And we'll take money, but we're not going to help you out. We'll help you out with money, though. You know what I mean? So, look, we have to hammer this. I mean, this is a must, people. This is a must. I'm telling you, it's so important. And you want to get their attention? The #1 website in the world is probably, I will go with Facebook. Probably, and the #2 is Twitter.
Facebook,
so,
Twitter. Yeah.
If do not, I'm telling you, this is the #1 thing going today. It's a wide open platform. It's free, and it takes probably a minute of your time.
Yep.
To type one comment.
30 seconds. Done.
And I know you people out there type your stories out to people every day. You're like, this is my story. This is my story. Look. We know your story. We know your story. It's a continued pattern.
We've got to get your story to him. Okay?
To him.
And
that's the objective.
We need your help to do it. We need all your helps. All right, guys. Let's close this out. I got a couple things to do. Thanks for coming on board,
right,
Robert Slaven. You're awesome. Peter, give us a call tonight. We'll try to get you on, and you're not going to hammer you with questions. Just have a friendly conversation about stuff. I've never talked with you, and it sounds like you're pretty knowledgeable. Welcome to the movement.
Real nice guy.
Everybody,
real nice guy, presents himself real well.
Yeah, let me plug myself for a moment. You know, I am the curator of a group called Custody Wars. You can find it right there, Custody Wars on YouTube. Custody Wars versus Guardian Ad Litems, Custody Wars with me, Custody Wars in Mexico, Custody Wars in the UK, Custody Wars in Canada. I mean, look, the platform is everywhere, and literally what we do, we get in the war. We're not taking your shit. We're wearing boots for a reason, okay? We're up taking calls. We're out handing people hope, and that's what a lot of other members are doing too, okay? It's a hope card. It's a support group. We're not lawyers, but maybe if you want to come and talk to us about our experience in dealing with our divorce cases or our separation cases or our DCS cases, there's a little bit of something for everybody. So Custody Wars, if you can't find a home at Custody Wars, I'm going to probably say this, it might be hard for you to find a home everywhere else, you know, because we're covering everything that everybody else does. But I will say this.
Yes, sir, Tony.
Operation POTUS now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will say this. There are many good, solid, rounded leaders in the quote-unquote reform movement, members, outspoken individuals, people who have had enough. I mean, it's groundbreaking where we're at right now. 5 years ago, I could not have dreamed to have had the support. They were taking my letters and my notes and just, all right, Steve, call the office one more time. I'm going to have the police call you back. Okay? I mean, it was so crazy. Now we're talking to all of you guys, and it's amazing. So we are going in the right direction, and I'm very happy to see it. Again, tonight, Restoring Families Internet Radio. I know a lot of people are going to watch the game, so you can listen to the podcast later. But we're going to have this lawyer come on. Robert, I'm not sure if you're going to be on. You're probably watching the game, but you know what? One more time, because we said it on the last cast in Custody Wars.
Bluetooth.
What is your prediction for the game? And then we're going to close this out.
Okay, it's going to be 34-31 Eagles. And as my friend Kim would say, nut up or shut up, people. That's the way it's going to work. Nut up or shut up. All right?
All right.
Let's go.
Oh, he says the Yankees are going to win. Oh, we don't want this on my feed. All right, guys. You have a good one, Robert. We'll talk to you real soon. Stay safe, everybody. Oh, one more thing. Look, if you're having thoughts, and I say this on the show, I'm going to say it now. You know, look, it's never easy to talk about this. there's no there's no wrong way to address it, I guess. But if you are having thoughts of harming yourself or others, okay, there is the suicide hotline. Um, Look, what we're talking about hurts every American family. It hurts every family abroad that's going through it. Um, I don't want to see any more people losing their lives due to their own emotions. So reach out, pick up the phone, make that call, 1-800-273-8255. And damn it, be honest with them. I feel like harming myself or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And let them offer you the resources that you might be deserving of. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to close this out. You have a good one.
Nut up or shut up, people.